Hello, today I will show you how I painted this easy pansy wreath in watercolors. So let's get started. Today I'm using Fabriano hot press paper and the paints are Winsor & Newton and Daniel Smith. I will have a link to all of the supplies I used in the video description. I'm starting with the bottom petal of the first pansy, and I'm just using water to create a teardrop shape, and then I'll be dropping the paint into it. I start with a tiny bit of that Antwerp blue, and I paint it right on that bottom edge of the wet area. And I let it flow towards the middle. Then I load up some Indian yellow and I drop it right there at the point, and I let that spread out and try not to fiddle with it too much. The other petals are shaped like Mickey Mouse ears, and again I just fill these in with water, and then I add some more of that Antwerp blue. Do a little bit more of a darker concentration here. And just softly letting it blend into that wet area. I'm not letting it touch that bottom petal because I don't want that yellow to flow into the upper petals. Now I'm adding some quinacridone magenta for those very back petals. And here I'm going to let it touch a little bit here and there with those middle petals. Right, moving on, I'm going to use a little bit of pink. This is alizarin crimson, very watered down. And I'm painting that same teardrop shape and the Mickey Mouse ear shape, and just filling those in with that really light pink wash. A little more intense color. Just dropping in there and letting it mix around. A little carbazole violet for these top petals here. Again, letting it touch a little bit here and there so it's not too much of a, a white outline, making it look too cartoonish. And then the Indian yellow again. Then on the bottom of that one I added some more of the alizarin crimson to deepen it. And here starting with the purple, and you notice that I'm alternating the direction of the pansies a bit just to make it a little bit more interesting and organic looking. Drop in that yellow. And the carbazole violet for this area. And a little more alizarin crimson for these top petals here. Most of the time when I watercolor paint, I have a really clear plan and a sketch, and everything is, really organized ahead of time. Today I really wanted to do something kind of loose and intuitive and just have fun and not really have any high expectations about how it would turn out. So you're free to pre-sketch it if you want, but for something that's more of a doodle and something just to relax with, I really just wanted to paint loosely and freely for this one. So each of these pansies is a little bit different, but they're using very similar colors so they can be unified, and it just looks a little nicer. Here I have some green gold, and I'm going to start with a little bit of the foliage. This isn't what the foliage looks like for pansies, but I just wanted to make something that looked a little bit like a vine. Just making these little petal shapes, and then I'll connect them later. I'm painting them smaller as they get towards the end of the stem. Now I'm drawing that stem to connect the leaves together. Now I'm using sap green. I'm going to paint another stem facing the other direction away from the bottom. And I'm going to do small little oval leaves for this one, making it look a little bit like a eucalyptus branch. I really am just making it up as I go, painting what I feel like will, look good and is fun to do. I'm adding some blue to that green mix just to create a new darker shade, making sure that that petal is dry, that leaf rather. And I'm going to do just really long leaves using the very tip of my black velvet brush. This brush gives me really nice points, so I'm touching the paper really lightly, creating the shape first, then filling it in. Again, smaller towards the tip of the stem. And I'm just going to paint right over that first layer of the green gold leaves. It'll make these leaves look a little bit transparent. Kind of thinking a little bit how to balance out the top and the bottom, so adding this right here on the bottom. Medium-sized leaves, pointy. The color's a little too similar to the eucalyptus looking stem, but I like that the shape is different. So I'm making it look like it's going right behind those pansies. Back to the green gold. Making a new leaf shape, these little ovals that stick out from the stems. Now I'm going to add a little bit of blue to go with the blue in the pansies. And I really like this somewhat turquoise shade. The next few minutes of my demonstration is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just going to be quiet for a little bit and let you listen to the music. Now to tie it all together, I'm going to make some little branch looking designs, and I'm using my black velvet rigger brush. And this is a really good brush to use for getting really organic branch shapes, little twigs and other little things without looking too fussy. I'm also alternating a bit between more of a burnt sienna mix and a dark bluish brown, just for some variety and interest. I'm going to finish up these pansies. So I just mixed up a dark reddish brown color, and the pansies are completely dry now, so I'm adding this middle section with these little firework looking little designs that come out, and it's just helping them look a little bit more realistic. I'm going to deepen the color of the petals a little bit and add a little bit more texture. It's a little bit of a deeper purple here. I'm making little dash marks to kind of look like the folds of the petals, make them look a little bit more three-dimensional. I thought there needed to be a little bit more foliage in between the pansies, so I'm adding a few leaves here and there. And again, I know they don't look like pansy leaves, but they go with the shapes of the other leaves. I was really looking forward to this part where I could use my micron pen to bring out a few details of the flowers and leaves. So I'm just kind of loosely following around the outside of the petals, making a few marks here and there along the outside. Now I can fully admit that I went a little overboard with making all of these leaf stems. I could have kept it simpler and more dainty, but I was having a lot of fun, so I don't really care. But I do want to make some of these stand out and give a little bit more variety and interest. So I'm just going to outline some of these leaf areas, add a little detail. Not all of them, just going to jump around here and there until I'm happy with how it looks. For this one, I'm painting it as if it's behind that other one, so I'm skipping behind the darker green leaves. I had a lot of fun making this pretty springtime wreath, and I hope you try something like this for your art journal or for a card or a gift. Thank you for joining me today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more art tutorials like this one. Click on one of these videos to learn more right now. Happy painting, and I'll see you next time. Bye!